Hi there, you're at the Casper Wyckoff technical analysis session. So we'll quickly dive into both the weekly and daily charts and see is Casper going to have a spring before it eventually goes to a new buying climax. So in this weekly time frame, last week or the last 2 weeks ago basically, the price has entered into a wedge or a pennant depending on how you see it. It can be quite subjective. The key is it's getting closer and closer to the very tip of this wedge. So that's around 20th of October, that's the very tip of it. But the breakout would happen before that, so it can happen sometime between now to early October. And as of now, the price is still trading below this trend line and above the red line over here. So it's getting a pretty flat bottom. It may be a platform for it to go ahead to the upside to test the orange first, the key level of 0.016 and eventually 0.024. That's where the level, both the automatic rally and the sign of strength passed through briefly before the price returned to the current accumulation levels. As for Bollinger Band Code squeeze, the squeeze has started since April and it's still going on. So meaning a lot of energy has been gathered. So when the energy finally releases, it could be quite a significant jump in price. Hopefully not towards the downside, because this is really a very low level for Casper already. So if it really goes to the downside, there's not much long-term future for Casper, honestly. Hopefully it's something that's like what happened back in November, December last year. The price at least pumped to the yellow T level of 0.024. So that's the big picture. As we get closer and closer into October, the bigger price swing will eventually happen. So let's go to the daily and see what's going on. So 2 weeks ago we put in these two tags asking, would the accumulation in the daily time frame about to finish? However, it hasn't done yet. It hasn't finished yet. Basically, it came down for another test. If I try not to use the auto because there was some crazy price move. So here we see this level, the current level or the price Casper is at, is lower than all the selling climax, second test, subsequent tests. So that's why I said in the title, is it or has it already entered a spring? Before the actual distribution cycle comes, it seems to me it has gone to that range. So when we look at this over here, last time the spring was very deep at this level of around 0.008. So hopefully this time, if it really comes down, it's not going to get to that same level. So finger crossed for whoever that are bullish and already placed in their orders. Hopefully that does not happen, but there's a mild chance that it would like to come to test this level, unfortunately, before the new distribution cycle happens. So I'll still keep this PSY over here, but before the PSY and the buying climax, there would be, well, these has already happened. What I'm trying to add in, we don't have that tag over here, is a backup and last point of support period. So assuming the price will come up from the spring, whether the spring is at the current level or a lower level, hopefully it will come up, show a bit of sideways movement, and then eventually go up from there. So from current level or a little bit lower to this green line where the sign of strength and automatic rally was, and eventually get to the new distribution cycle. So that's how I see things would evolve for Casper. While we're still waiting for these events to happen, it's taking longer than we expected. There is still a downside risk of testing the 0.008 level. So while we hope for a pump to happen, don't be caught off guard and leave your orders open. So always set a stop loss. Move on to the